So folks, it's been a while since I made a video, and I have been busy. YouTube is not my full-time job. In the past several months, there have been some restructuring at work, and my responsibilities increased about 1,000%. And I'm not kidding. It's literally about 1,000%. So that's what I've spent predominantly the most of my time doing, is losing my mind for the last several months. Fortunately, things have slowed down to a point that I can actually come out for fall fishing. Unfortunately, the weather and the temperature hasn't been all that great. We are several weeks into the fall trout season out here in Illinois, and the temperatures have been high. A couple days last week, it was in the 80s. We are now in November, and we're still slated for 70s for the next week or two, which is crazy. So with these high temperatures in the area, the trout that's been stocked in the two ponds that I've been fishing out of, I think they're pretty much stressed out or in survival mode. I'll go ahead and play the montage of my first 2 days of fall fishing. Here we are again, trying to catch that elusive trout. It is a beautiful day though. I'm just hoping that the water today is cold enough that they start biting again.
Yeah, I'm nervous on the surface, I look fine. My brain feels heavy, my traumatized mind. And I'm so tired, I can't feel my eyes. Whoa, whoa. I'm petty, but I know how to lie. I feel feelings that I can't describe. I'm not breathing, but I'm still alive. Whoa, whoa. But I think I'll be alright, 'cause I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up yet. I feel that it's my time, so I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. So I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. Why do I still have hope? So many days have passed. I wait around for things to change, but change has not come fast. I'm asking all the questions, but then I question them. Like, what's the point of living, existing when you can't see your God in flesh? I'm looking for the answers, they say to pray instead. I think I'll find them one day, but with a helping hand. I know that it's not easy, but I believe I will. Yeah, I'll get over all my fears and really conquer everything. I think I'll be alright, 'cause I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up yet. I feel that it's my time, so I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. So I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got.
All right, folks, a big fat goose egg. I hope you like that fishing montage. It's a little dramatic. Yeah, there's nothing out here today. Oh, I got something. What's this little guy? It's like a tiny little guy. Look at that. And try not to rip your lips. Did I mention that I was hungry? I am starving. But I just can't stop flinging this rod out for some reason. Okay. I'll hook this back up. Let's go make a quick lunch. So before we get crazy with the Cheese Whiz, as you guys know, this is the Firebox Kit Pack, and it holds a lot of stuff. But I'll show you. We'll go ahead and unpack this bad boy, and you can see how much it holds. So first off, in the back here, I've got a small cutting board. Inside here, I've got my eggs. Little container eggs. Also have this wooden spatula that I made. It's made out of olive wood. Got a little bit of cream. Got a little bit of oil. Got my spices. I also have my freezer pack. So this is a pretty interesting little thing. I've had this ice pack, this small little ice pack, for decades now. I believe this is the one that my daughter used in her lunch pack when she was going to school. So it's been with us for quite some time. I just tuck it down in the bag. That way, at least the cream doesn't go bad. So it does help out. So I do have that. Also have a canister. I do have my wood flame, gas burner. I also have my stainless steel Nano, which we're going to use today. And to make things even more challenging and interesting, I am going to be using the short cast iron 5-way cooker. I really want to try it on the Nano. I don't think I've seen too many people use the Nano with the cast iron. So let's give it a try today. I don't know. We may fail. Oh well. And also, I've got a windscreen. I also have the Firebox leather pot holder, which comes in really handy. And that's everything in the main compartment. Now the side compartment, I do have the G2 salt and pepper shaker. So that's in there too. And in the front, since I haven't caught any trout, I have the next best thing, which is smoked trout in canola oil. So we're going to try that. Along with the chef knife. I also have my Toke's fork and spoon, and I've got 2 lighters and a ferro rod striker. So that should come in pretty handy. But this is a lot of stuff that you can actually pack into the kit pack, which is amazing. It's a small little pack, but it packs a punch. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. So now this one's going to be interesting because I've got to get it into those slots. It looks like it's in there. Oh, it doesn't sound right. I'm going to close it about halfway. That'd be too much. So let's try that again. Not too much. Just to get a good layer of oil as this heats up. Okay. Go ahead. Put in my heavy cream. We'll put in the trout first and get that going. Oh, some of the oil got spilled. Oh, that looks amazing. Ooh, trying to escape. Try and push this to the edges a little bit. I am spilling this everywhere. This is horrible. I'm going to turn this off for just a second. 5-second rule, right? Even though it's 5 seconds. Looks like just the residual heat alone. I'm pretty amazed by this cast iron and this nano. On a flat surface, it works really well. Look at that. I'm not being gentle with this trout. Okay, so right now we're just using residual heat. Just to get this trout warmed up. This is smoked trout too, by the way. Hopefully if it gets colder and I can catch some, I can make some smoked trout and keep it in the freezer. Okay, so it looks like that's going really well. Let's go ahead and start this flame back up again. Okay, we got it going again. Now I think to get some of this trout flavor, I'm going to use some of this canola oil for the eggs. That's a little bit more. Get some trout flavor inside there. Man, that wind. I think it's coming from this direction, so we'll hit it like that. Now let's throw in the eggs and go ahead and make this low. Now we just push back and forth. See if we can get this nicely mixed. I should hold on to this lifter. It's not sticking too much, so that's a good thing. Go. So I'm not using the diffuser plate on this one, besides I want the heat to be more in the center. So if I need to push the egg so it doesn't overcook to one spot, I can. But this is looking fantastic right now. Look at that. Still a little wet, which is fine. But now what we're going to do, I'm going to throw on some dill weed. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? And then we're going to hit it with a salt and pepper. Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper. There we go. Look at that. Just amazing. And just like that, we're done. A Scandinavian inspired smoked trout and eggs. Fantastic. All right, let's eat. Let us eat. All right, just so that I don't mess anything up here, I'm going to use that as a hot pad. Here we go. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? You've got eggs. You've got a view. Can't beat it. Can't beat it at all. And mind you, folks, I did this all on the Nano. Yes, the Nano. All right. So one final, throw some parsley on here for some color. Look at that, folks. Look at that. All right, let's dig in. Mix this up a bit. Got parsley and dill. Hey, it's trout season, so I have to have some type of trout, right? Huh. Wow, this is delicious. I would have to say that it'll probably rival the trout and potatoes, but if you don't have any potatoes and you just don't feel like having potatoes and you want to have one of those paleo diets or keto diets, this is it right here. Smoked trout and eggs. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Son of a gun. So the first time I tasted this was, it's a small little restaurant in Chicago. Actually, it's a small little city or borough, whatever you want to call it, in Chicago, called Andersonville. And the influence within that area is mostly Scandinavian, Swedish, Norway, that kind of deal. Anyway, I saw the smoked trout and eggs and I gravitated towards that on the menu. It was such a simple meal, but it was fantastic. The only thing I need on this right now is some toast, and I completely forgot to get some toast on this one, but strictly all protein meal. This is fantastic. This Nano is fantastic. You would not believe that I used a cast iron on it, but the design, the weight distribution, the balance, Steve did a fantastic job with this 5-weight cast iron. It works perfectly on that Nano, guys. And ladies, I'm sorry. You shouldn't feel any fear of using the cast iron on that. This is absolutely fantastic. Oh, look at that. Look how good the seasoning is. That comes from Firebox. This is completely the original seasoning on this, and it works fine. You're probably wondering or asking, why is it you didn't use the parchment paper? Well, you know what? I don't feel like using the parchment paper today, just because. Look at this guy. Let's see if we can just give it a little wipe down. Obviously, this is just getting it clean enough for transport back home, so. Nothing fancy. There you go. Look at that. All cleaned up and ready to go, kind of. Get that scraped off there. All right, look at that. All scraped up and ready to go. This is a fantastic little cooker. All right, folks, just trying to get back into the swing of things. I hope that I'll be making a lot more videos in the next several months. I know that winter is going to be coming, so there's a few things that I do have on the horizon that I would like to do or plan to do, which includes camping, getting out and finally doing some nice fall camping. Also, I've got a couple of reviews to get done. In the last Kickstarter, I picked up the G2 Titanium, which I've always wanted. So I'm going to do a small little mini review on that. I know there's a lot of reviews that were done on it, but it'll be my take. And the other thing that I want to do a review on, which there hasn't been too many reviews, but I wanted to do a review on the pack table, on the Firebox pack table. When you look at it from a high level, it's just a regular pack table. But man, the amount of thought that Steve had to put into designing that table, it's amazing. It's pretty surprising, and I'll kind of go through that in the review. But those are some things that I have upcoming. Hopefully I can get more videos out for you guys, but that's the plan. See, there's a nice little slot in this kit pack. You can just slide that in the back there. Just like that. It's my oil. Look at that. Look how huge this pack is. Look at that. I am so glad I got this. All right, let's see if we can at least catch something, even if it's not trout. And I do want to mention that in my hiatus in the last several months, I also took the time to get my drone pilot license from the FAA. So officially, I am licensed. So expect cooler shots in the future. Hopefully I can incorporate drone footage where they would allow me to fly a drone. Well, folks, that's all I've got. I'm going to keep on cranking this bait out here. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. If you like to see more videos like this, go ahead and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic burn.